Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm sorry. Our ADHD was ADHDing. How are you? Can she hear me?
Caller. Hello.
I'm. How are
Oh.
you guys?
Good,
I'm
good.
good.
I didn't think that I would get in this quick. I'm so surprised.
Listen.
But I had called, I think last week or the week before, and I was telling you guys about how like there was like the maybe like D word in the hallway that looked like my mom.
Yes, I remember.
Yep.
Okay, yes. So boom, this is in that same house. So basically, my dad did die in the kitchen of that house, but this was like after that
Yeah.
happened, like a couple
Mhm.
happened. The house was like already haunted in the first place. So one night, we were about to move. So I was sharing a room with my sister because my room was already like packed up with boxes and whatnot. The door was open in the hall. And I just saw like a random spider on the wall close to my head. But this is like a giant, like tarantula-esque spider. I've never seen a spider like that in this house. So I scream, I jump up, I look back, the spider disappeared. Like as if it was just never there. There's like nowhere for it to go. I'm like, okay, whatever. So, and keep in mind, I'm like probably like 11 years old when this is happening. So I'm like, okay, like nothing I can do. So I just go back to watching TV. It's like the middle of the night. Since my mom kicked my brother out and my dad had died, and it was just me and my mom and my younger sister in the house, we got a security system installed. And, you know, it's like one of the things where it's like, oh, the window opens, like the little security voice is like, oh, window open, front door open, blah, 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 whatever. At night, before we all went to sleep, my mom always turned it on. So I'm still watching TV, and I hear front door open, and I'm like, what the fuck?
We have that here at the studio.
No, I know exactly. I had it at my house. I know exactly.
Entry delay started. Wait, what do you mean?
It's stressing me out already.
Right.
She ain't even finished.
So I'm like, what is going on? And keep in mind, like, this is across from that previous room that I told you guys about. So I can still see, like, all the rooms to see if somebody would have, like, came out the room. And, like, me and my sister in the same room. So it would have to been my mom. But, yeah, no. So I hear the front door open thing. And then I hear, like, you know, like, the actual door close. And I'm like, like
The Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Oh shit, we go again.
Here we go again. Bruh.
So then I hear footsteps down the hall because we just got, like, before we had carpet, but then we had gotten wood floors. So I'm hearing the footsteps coming down the hall. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to close the door to the room because I was like, if it's like a serial killer or something, and I close the door, they're going to know where to come first because they just heard me. And I was like, okay, so what do I do? And it's like, the hall is like, it's long, but it's like, it's not that long, you know, and you only have so much time. So I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, oh my God, what about my sister? They're going to be able to see her first when I come in the room. And I was like, you know what? It's just going to have to happen how it happens.
Right. I got to put me first, Lucius.
Right. And she was still asleep. So I just hid on the floor next to her bed. And like, also while they're stepping and walking, I'm hearing their keys with them. And I'm like, oh my God. And like, by the time they get to like the end of the hallway where I should have been able to see them, like it just stopped. And I looked in the hall. I don't see anybody. And I'm like, oh shit. Once again. So then I get brave, like maybe after like 30 minutes or something like that of hiding right there. And I get up and I walk to the edge of like where my mom's room is. And I look down the hall to see the front door and I see that the alarm was on and that like it wasn't, you know, because I feel like if the alarm is on the whole time and, you know, the door was open, in theory, you know, the alarm will go off and make noise, but that wasn't the case. And then I looked at my mom's room, it was still in there. So I don't know what that's about. But I do have a theory that, like, maybe my dad didn't know that he was dead and he was still trying to come home.
Oh, yes, because this was after his passing.
Yeah, but just in general, there are, like, several ghosts and, like, D words in there.
Wow.
So
that reminds me of American Horror Story, the first one, the first season, because, like, if you die somewhere, you stay in the house. But that could be it, because if you, I mean, of course you were scared, but whenever someone passes suddenly, I feel like they're stuck in a loop and they do the same things that they normally would have done, you know? Who's to say that he wasn't used to coming home and, you know, because to hear keys, that sounds like a ghost who does not realize.
It's a residual haunting.
Yes, residual
yeah,
haunting.
They're just in their normal routine. It's not them being sentient of their passing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and he's always has keys like on his hip.
Always had keys on his hips. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Thank you for calling back. I'm glad we got to hear that.
You told me you had a bunch of stuff in the arsenal, so I appreciate you.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, to grow up in
like a little random sprinkle.
Yeah.
I'm the one in the comments. Carrot potato salad. I remember last time. I don't know. I keep forgetting you like the guy next to you. I know it's not George, but you know the one. Not your husband, but like the one with like that hat, and he likes Taco Bell. The white guy.
Yeah.
I don't know who that could be. I don't know who that is. That does not sound like
Who
me.
is that? That doesn't sound like anybody on this cast.
No, definitely not me.
Y'all are so silly. Did she cut
But
it?
yes.
Oh, no,
there we go. Absolutely.
Of course, we're glad you were able to call back in again.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll hop back in the queue because I have more stories.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
Ready.